Hi guys, Owen Everett here from backawarebelt.com. So we're about 8 weeks out from the first belt, hopefully being produced. I was chatting to the engineers, everything's been ordered. They have to get these things, the circuit boards, like the PCP boards, are just being made and then they'll be shipped in about 4 weeks. And then they'll have to put all the stuff together and test everything. But then we're going to send out the first, say, 100 units. So I'm just going to track it now. Like, this has been going on ages. There's a lot of key things. So I'm just going to try track this because I think people might find it interesting, like how you make a product. You know, like there's. Do you know, like, when you see things work, it's like, it's funny. It's like they don't do that at the start. I know that sounds obvious, but sometimes, like, you just think, oh, this is a simple idea in my head, but it's how to get across. But the other thing I would say is that you don't need to be technical at all to get this. Like, I'm not technical. Okay, I know the physio side of things and what I want, but I'm doing nothing here. So I'm just going to do the app, how the app was developed, how it progressed. I have loads of videos that I was sending to the engineers and back and forth. So I'll try either post them in this video, which might be hard, or I'll just put it in as another video afterwards. Okay, so how it started then was, I started looking up loads of apps, and there was on Google, on YouTube, you could look up like how people develop apps and what do people look for, and there's a thing called like gamifying fitness. So like Fitbit, things that give you like badges and challenges. So that was kind of my key thing. So I started looking. Sorry, my hand was sore. I started looking at loads of fitness kind of apps, see what way did they put things, what were the main pages, and I just started drawing out some of the key stuff. So this was the very start of it. I just then drew out what I wanted the pages to look like, and I'd take videos of them. Now I can't find those pages, but I'll just show you on a screen, right? What I started doing was I kind of put at the start all the things I wanted the app to have from just other apps. I cut out a lot of this as I went though, and then I was like, right, like if you looked at Garmin as an example, I thought like a profile here, the back aware belt. Obviously we're only starting out, so we don't have the money of a lot of these places, so some of this had to go. I wanted challenges and plans and training. Now I kept these things, and the progress, that button changed. Okay, so, and that work changed. So that was my initial concept. I just looked at different apps, and like then you went in, what would the at work button say underneath the challenges button? So when you click that, what would be the routines? And then I had a kind of design. So that's roughly stayed the same, so that people could go in, and I'll show you what that looks like on the app now. Actually, that'd be a good idea. It's gonna pop. So then this is kind of currently how it's looking. So like say plans, this isn't done, but that's literally all the things I said there, and we just put that. Now I'll probably change the background. The idea with that was as a placeholder, and the same with trainings. We wanted the kind of key trainings to be there so that people, when they click into them, they could just have the video to show how to use the belt, etc. Okay, so the plans, the training pages were overall is the same, and that's how it starts. Like, just gave them a couple of images and said what I wanted each one to do when you clicked into it. Same with the training, how to use your belt was in there, how to put it on, etc. And then just have a little icon. So I just got the app. I got the app developers then to like go, this type of icon, it should have this stuff, and it clicks here, it should go to a link of a video. And again, if I had another app that had done that before, I just sent them that as an example. So that made it kind of clear, because sometimes it's hard to do it. But again, I had no app experience then or anything like that. So that was the first bits Let me just see what else is on the app then. Now, that takes a good while to do, but then we just had to calibrate the app. What Calibrate the App is like, so make sure that when people have the belt on, it like fits their back exactly, because people have different arches and positions. So we want to kind of be able to hold their normal position. So I had to be able to pick up the belt and then calibrate it. And the calibration page, I'll show the old calibration page first. It looked not great, but did the job. Now, I'll just show you where we're currently at, because we're not finished at the moment then, right? I don't know, can I go to calibration page? Oh, I can, yeah. So that would just show the live data of that's the screen it looks like now. And when you calibrate, I wanted an auto calibrate as well. So like you can actually set it yourself. Now 1200 and 1200 is too little. So that has to change. And I want it all on the one page. So this is going to move up to here. And then I want them to be able to type this and press calibrate and then see the numbers and go down. That's an example of if I just did a 2-3 minute video there and I might then talk to the engineers. I might draw it out and go, okay, this bit's here, this bit's here, and I want to be able to hold it. And they'll go back and they'll change that again, send it back to me, and you just have to get loads of different iterations of the app. Yeah, so that's the calibration. So essentially, once it can buzz and you can change it, the plans, the training are important, but like they're not like the main thing is the plans and the training, is the calibration, that it's actually working correctly. Now I'll just show you. I'm just going to pause for a second. Okay, I just back. So one of the key things then I did was I wanted the training page that you could track your workout. Okay, so eventually I wanted like badges and challenges that you can do. Again, it's probably a bit more expensive for the app. So I'm trying to just balance how good the app is, make sure it's just really reliable, it works all the time, versus like eventually I will have challenges and badges that you can get. I think that would be cool. One thing I did want though, and I did pay for then, was that in addition to just buzzing and telling if you're right, I wanted people to be able to see how it was going. All right, so all I did, and you'll see how close this is to what it is now. It takes a while, and I'll show you. I have this done because this was only recent. I thought if I drew a picture, and I'll actually try put in how it should work. Like, so I drew this picture, and I drew this one, and I kind of just explained I wanted it to be able to track when you're in a good position, and then it's going to buzz here anyway, but it'll tell you if you're out of position, back in, back out. I did want to go for a split button, but we tried it a few times. It's a bit difficult. So I haven't gone for the split button. I've gone for go and stop, and then it gives you the data underneath. Again, it takes a few times. So if you do have an app idea or something, sometimes you go, I think what people do is they go like, how will I do that? You know, like the problem is, right, you need to know like why you're doing it. Like, I know this will help people's understand when their back is in a good position, understand when their back is in a poor position, reduce the chance of injury, and get much more bang for their buck, much more like contraction of the glutes, rather than if you're arching at your back, your back's taking all the pressure, rather than your glutes or your legs or your arms doing the work and then improving their tone and their muscle. So I need to know why I'm doing it. I need to know what I want. So you can't go to an app I can't go to an app designer and say, like I just want something it will track their progress. That's not good enough for them, because they're like technical people, but they don't have what you have. But if you have a clear idea, draw it out. This is where sometimes I think you just want to draw out exactly what you want, and then if they come back with a few things, if it needs a bit of progress, you just say, look, I need this to change, or I need this to do it. But if you have it, the what, a lot of people then start thinking about the how. Oh, how do you actually develop apps, or how do you make a website? I have a nice website. I never met a website in my life. I just, again, type into Microsoft document, or I draw out what I want on my website. And there's loads of people who can do it, but you need to be clear about what you want. So it's the same with this app. If you have an idea, it's like, you need to draw what you want specifically. That's the hard bit. The how to do it, there's loads of people who are technical who can do that. So rather than you thinking how, you should think who then. Then it's important to get like someone who's rated, someone who's reviewed, to make your app and have a good. And then I would never pay per hour, ever. Always just pay for the project. So you know how much the project's going to cost you at the start. Now I've had to pay extra because I wanted extra features, but I've never paid per hour because someone can be doing loads of work that you didn't want. And that's happened before in the past where they're like, oh, I thought you would like this. It's like, no, I didn't want that. Like, so pay for the project. And if they spend loads of time doing something you don't want, you have to be happy with the final project. Don't pay per hour. Pay for the actual total project. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll try show that bit. Of how that's progressed, because it was really small initially, and then it was a kind of tweaking. I'll just put that at the end. But eventually, what we have is stats page. Oh, one other thing, and I'll show. I just did again. I started looking up graphics on YouTube, like tracking app tracks. Apps that track fitness. And what I did was on like Google Images, just started looking up the pages. I think I'll be able to slide this bit of the video in. I don't know how technical I'll be on this, but I just started looking up ones. I saw one I liked similar to this. So I just said, can we do it looking like that? Initially came up with like numbers, and I said, can you change that to percentages? I'm still not happy with this logo, but again, I just need to find a logo that I'm happy with. This is not going to work because I don't have the belt on. I can show you this, but again, we just made this black. It used to be white. It used to be very small, and then that'll just give the percentages. Show how that is working. I might just add this bit in afterwards so you can see, but they're the kind of key things to how the app is developed. Basically, have a concept. I drew out a lot of stuff. They came back to me then, and I'd obviously go with my finger as well and show where, like, when you touch this should happen. They make it they made it based on other apps first, and then we just design it and change it. So obviously we're not copying an app directly, but we know what we're kind of looking for. So hope that helps people if they want to know. They might find that a little bit interesting. The back aware belt, it's going to be here in about 8 weeks. If you want to pre-order or want to know any more about it, send us a message. I need to get the website up and running again. I've nothing to do with that. I could do the same thing if you want, show you how I do that, but it's basically the same thing. I just made Microsoft Word pages, say I wanted to do it like this, wanted to look like this. I need to get a few more pictures of the finished belts. So the app or the website needs a bit more work, but again, I know what the design I want. I put that in a Microsoft Word page, and I tell the lads, can you do this? I think if you give specific instructions that way, don't get bogged down on how to make a web page, because you'll never make it nice. And then, I'm a physio. I just go off and I see a few more patients, or I do some more stuff with Pilates, do the stuff that I'm good at, and get other people to do the stuff that they're good at. So be looking for who can help you rather than how to do it. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.